Peep This W.O.M, or should I say Peep This Word of Mouth. Today we got some fun things we gonna speak about with Maciah to my right, the rest of the team to my left. I don't know what you've been watching, but as you know, Peep This W.O.M is the only thing that's counted as best. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Sorry, you left me out. Remember that.
These guys. And just remember one thing, like, comment, subscribe, and remember to join the HR team in the comments. Triangle Society.
Because you know why? Tickle Gang's coming back.
Why? We didn't get fired.
No, it didn't.
Y'all starting that stuff already.
Oh, man.
Lord.
Cheers.
Oh, can we get a cheers?
Can we get a salute?
Cheers.
To sobriety.
So what's the quote of the day, bro?
What's the quote of the day, Mr. Wise Guy?
The quote of today is, a good resume is better than a long resume.
One more time for the
One more
folks.
time.
Yeah,
One
wanna
more
know?
time. Say it real slow.
A good resume is better than a long resume.
So elaborate.
Can you clarify?
Yeah, go ahead.
What is the context?
So the
Are you
context,
talking about an actual job or just in life in general?
it's mostly life in general. I mean, obviously, if you have a long resume, like an actual physical long resume,
Yeah.
that's only contextual. Like, if what did they say? You should only have a 2-page resume if you have
At most.
at most. But like, if you have like what 15 some whatever years of experience, like, but in reality, in real life, having a long resume for a lot of people seems like you're doing more than you actually are. For example, you guys ever be on social media and you watching a podcast, podcast, whatever, and sometimes the guests are saying,
We're not a podcast.
we're not a
We're
podcast.
not
We're
a
a talk.
podcast.
We're a talk show.
Oh.
We're a talk show. We're a talk show. But you ever be watching any sort of show and you hear somebody say, you know, this isn't coming for women or anything, but I'm a lash technician, I'm a rap artist, I'm an R&B artist, I'm a mother, I sell this on the side, I got all these things, I got a t-shirt line.
Oh, you said a mother?
Yeah, because you know, a
mother's
mother.
a job.
It is.
It's a job.
Nah,
It's a
nah,
job.
it is.
They gonna come for you.
It's a job. I know it
For
is.
being a father,
I'm
it's
a
job
father
too.
I know it's
You
a
know?
job. It's a
Yeah.
job.
But it's just, when I see this thing happening all the time, I keep saying to myself, you're doing so many things, but what are you actually successful at? And that's why it's, you know, the idea of a good resume being better than a long resume makes more sense in that general context. What do you guys think?
I would have to say I am on the fence with it a little bit, though. I do agree with your sentiments, but at the same time, I do feel like a good resume is only good because of the conditions that are given to us, the cards that are dealt to us as people of a minority. We have to find out different hustles and ways to adapt and change to our environment to be able to survive and succeed. While it may not be something that is for the long term, it is enough to be good for this season in life, which is why I can agree with the sentiments of Maciah when we had the behind the scenes talk. He's done all these different various things, and yeah, they may not have turned out this way or whatever, but at least he saw them through to the end and did the best that he could with them. Prime example for me, I had my hand in a lot of things. Boxing was one of them. But I told people a lot of times, listen, I do this for fun. I'm only doing this to the extent of the amateur level. Once I get a little bit of a feel of that, that's it. Music, the same thing. Even I told you myself, you're a producer, you're a mixologist. I'm doing it for fun. It's not as the same as you where you're passionate about it and you really want to make this into a career. You're honed into this. This is your niche. You know what I'm saying? So
then
that's
My question then is, do you use that, would you use that as your resume of saying that this is what you actually do and you actually pursue, or are those just hobbies?
I would say those are more so just hobbies. For those things on the side, they're my interests. I'm not pursuing it in a sense, and this is where I feel like it ties in where I can agree with you. They're just utilizing it for hustle culture. Just for prime example, when we did the Airs Entertainment thing, right? I'm going to be 100%, and I'm not being biased because I know you and we're friends. You are the hardest working person out that room, and you are a genuine artist. Most of them, they're doing it to just chase after fame. Most of them, they're just doing it to chase after money and clout. How consistent have they been? How does the discography line up with yours?
I do agree with that to a large extent, that a lot of people just, you know, hustle culture and chasing aspects, but I don't want to overtalk.
Yeah, go ahead.
What
Let's-
about you guys? What you guys
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I'll go. Definitely, you know, we talk about this often in the shop, just about the different hustles that you get into. But one thing is consistency. You know, a good resume I understand a long resume of creativity and whatnot, but like you said, there are some things that are just hobbies if you dibble-dabbled in it. But there's also when you jump into something for the experience, you also do your research. So a lot of us have done our research, and you're not gonna put something on a resume that you haven't probably saw from, like you said, A to Z. You've seen it all the way through. You give it some time. The thing I have a problem or issues with is that in our culture, we don't have longevity when it comes to our good resumes. We can have
Break that
businesses.
down. What do you mean?
So we can have, what's the longest running black company we know?
I was going to joke around and say Bad Boy, but I don't know if I just said that.
That might be coming to an end.
Right.
You can't say Def Jam?
Yeah, right.
BT.
Nah, chill. That's
BT's
been
not even
so
that
long.
long.
They're not black. They're not
They're
black.
black
owned,
owned.
yeah.
R&B.
And that's what we need to have more of within our culture. We need to have ownership over what we're doing on our resume and have our resume stand over time. That's all I really have to contribute to it, is that the resume needs to be a good resume, a solid resume that contributes back within our community and reaches out to others, but it's seasoned. It's been here and we're consistently delivering mac and cheese. I mean, not mac and cheese. McDonald's, like when you go into them, they deliver the same burgers all the time. The consistency, it's the same thing.
So basically, we have to be consistent, not just. It's okay to have a long resume and a good resume, but it's about the consistency, is what you're saying.
It's all about the consistency. So I really don't see either one being a negative.
Okay.
I just see them both. If you can deliver and have on the deliverables 100 out of 100 every time, that's great. I mean, they tune into us and they're not expecting, oh, well, this episode, Maciah was falling asleep and Dajonte like walked off to use the bathroom.
But what
So
they do expect.
is
To like, comment, and share.
And
And subscribe.
turn on the notifications.
But here's another thing.
Yeah.
If I must to add, I feel like also too with these people that you may have a qualm with, right? That the whole good resume versus a long resume. I think is more so. I don't think they've come to the enlightenment yet of how much time do you have in a day.
The 24-hour.
How much time do you
breakdown.
have to really spare to these things? How much can you spread yourself thin? I think if you don't get that enlightenment or you don't get that wisdom to be like, I'm getting older, I kind of need to hone down and focus on a few things rather than a large, gargantuan amounts of things, is like, how realistic can it be?
It can be. I think it's attainable if you
It
have.
is obtainable.
Right. If you
have the resources, I feel like.
But also, if you're putting out products, you can make money off products while you sleep. Services, you cannot because you need to physically be there. Unless you're hiring
Not
and outsourcing.
necessarily so. You can outsource.
And you can
services,
outsource,
so-
obviously, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's still going to be that you can bigger. You're going to get bigger compensation for your product versus your service.
Well, before you.
But I mean,
continue
just
on,
money wise.
I want to hear.
Yeah,
what
all right.
Maciah has to say.
All right, so long resume. Well, I kind of disagree, because a resume, no matter if it's short or long, it talks about your life, right? And we're talking about life experience. If you've been saying jobs, you never know which one entails that can get you to the next point. So if I worked at Family Dollar, or if maybe I say I'm a good parent, oh, this person could relate to you putting down that you're a parent. He's like, oh, he's a parent? And that might get you into the door. So not necessarily. And resume, which another word, resume, you're starting back at where you finished off. So you're resuming
Never thought of it like that.
next step in life.
Okay, next
so
step in life.
you look
Okay,
at
your
everything
gems.
else, and then you resume forward.
Okay.
Right? That's why you have your back resume to tell people this
Yeah.
is where I want to resume at.
Yeah.
Look at what I did.
Okay.
So long resumes, I don't necessarily think anything is bad if you tried it. Even if you're not good at it, you can put it down because you never know. And if it might be a talking point in whatever you do in life. I wouldn't know you're a ven doctor, even though I know you're the ven doctor, right? I
Right.
wouldn't know that you have snack kings if you didn't mention it, right? I wouldn't know that you're a good father by just looking at you all the time if I don't see any kids around you, right?
Yeah.
Certain qualities you just can't see with the naked eye right away. That's why your resume could be long. Now, there is pointless things you don't need to put on it, like
Filler.
yeah, the extra fluff.
I was going to ask about that.
The extra fluff. But certain things, what do you define as fluff?
You beat me to the question. Oh, there you got me to the question.
OnlyFans?
Yeah.
I disagree.
I don't know if you gonna put.
It's not.
Is that something you use? Like,
OnlyFans
I mean, if you're
is
using
a
it as
fluff
a-
on your long resume.
Well, I don't use it for my intellectual property. Like we use YouTube, so yeah.
but you sell
You
feet.
said
not selling
OnlyFans is
feet.
fluff on a
Oh.
resume, bro.
No,
I thought you selling feet pics.
no. Using it for
Okay.
business and marketing.
But go ahead,
I think-
elaborate a little bit.
What's the fluff?
What I would call fluff is like if you have a hobby, that's fine to put on your resume, but I wouldn't put that on as this is what I aspire for. Like it's not an avenue yet that you're shooting for. It's something that you enjoy. That would go in a hobby section. And
All right, so hold a pin right there.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking, when you say, is this resume theory or quote that you came up with, is it about life or is it about jobs?
It's about life.
Because if it's about life, hobbies are important to put on
Yeah.
a list.
But
If it's
very-
about jobs, no, that's dumb. If it doesn't relate to whatever.
You wait.
Well, the
going
job's
on.
gonna ask you where have you been for the past
Well,
3-4 years.
I'll just. You go ahead.
But a job asks you, right? Where you been for the last 3-4 years?
Well, he been at Diddy camp. No, I'm just joking.
yo, I told you about that. Stop that. Stop that. shit.
I was joking.
Stop that.
All right. Yo, can you drop one of those? Do.
Yo, see now I got.
That's
now I
for
got-
the edit later. That's for the edit
see,
later.
now I got to filter that out. Oh man, did you learn your lesson the last time?
What? That you went to Diddy camp too?
No.
Oh, you
No,
won.
You were talking about midgets and stuff like that.
Oh, midgets. I am down with little people. I don't know about
Now I
this.
gotta, see now I got to
I like
censor this.
petite
Alright.
people. I love petite people.
I got to censor this. This is more work for
Petite
me.
people. Oh my God. Nah, all right, but go ahead, bro.
No, I know you wanted to say
I'm
this is
trying to retract what was the last exact thing you guys
the resume
said.
of life versus the resume.
Well,
and
the
actual
hobbies
job.
and
You
interests.
say
Well, you said
hobby.
it could kind of detract from it, but it's funny because I actually had a side off conversation with him about for an interview that I did, and I explained to them what my hobbies and interests were, and it seemed like it wasn't a good selling point. But at the same time, that's why I am outside of work. So I guess they want me to be work, and then outside of work is work again, like that kind of a thing. But you said, you remember that day, right?
All I'll say is that fluff in life, or even just in a job interview or your resume in general, the fluff are the things that you know you're just putting on there just to make you seem bigger or better than what you are. But you're not actually adequate enough to say that you can do these well.
Okay.
So like you have a hobby, but you can actually box, but you're not pursuing that. Now,
Yeah,
if you
I'm-
went around saying that, yeah, and I'm a boxer because I've done boxing and whatever, that's like me. It's a little bit of a stretch. That's like me saying like, yeah, and I also play football because I played football in high school, but I'm not. Am I athletic? Yeah, but I'm not football athletic. I'm past that.
Yeah.
You actually have skills that you can take with that, but. I don't know. Maybe I'm just coming for the people on podcasts saying they do 50 million things. Let me know in the
I
comments.
just think it's just more so just endorsement. It's just tying into.
Okay, that's a good way to look
hustle.
at
It's
it.
just tying into hustle culture. They're doing it as a means to an end. They're just trying to get money out of it. They're not really into it. They're just doing like, oh, I can get a quick
enough.
buck out of this. That's what I
Fair
think.
enough. That's
And-
it's a
and
business thing.
To close off, I believe long resumes can be good, but not all long resumes are good,
Yes, that's
right?
true.
And one thing I would ask you guys as the last
Yeah.
question, closing
go ahead.
off. You see good resumes. Why do people who have good resumes want to hang around with people who have those filler or fluff resumes, the long resumes, the ones that, because I am a firm believer if you start hanging around certain crowds, you are who you become.
Yeah, man.
You are the company you keep.
Yeah.
I'll just say that
So
simply,
talk to me.
simply put, sometimes you just don't know.
You don't know.
Like, you don't know until you get G-checked. Or until they get G-checked. Sometimes it's just, they talk all that business and then it's like, all right, you said you was, big and bad. It's time to step up. And then it's like, they not so big and bad.
Yeah, I think also there's some people that when they start elevating, they still feel they owe it to those who were around them back then to bring them along for the ride. Like, oh, my buddy just got out of jail. You know what? Let me put him onto one of the stores. Let me get him a location, get him set up with a whole truck and this and that going. Just to do something nice for him. So I think that's something we feel like we're owed to, like you said, our past, the people from our past and our old, before we resume. We still kind of feel
Right.
like, yeah. That's
And even with that, it's a dangerous thing because that is true. We want to help the people in our past, but they also got to want the help. We can't force help on them. And I think a lot of us have this save, not just these females, the save mentality. we want to save our brethrens and stuff, but sometimes we have to leave them at a place.
How many boxes you had to leave behind to get to where you got?
What do you mean?
Like, how many people came in with you when you started? How many still doing it?
Well, not a lot though.
You
but,
see?
At the same time, I would say
Same with your music.
it's that is more of a lonely sport too. At the same time, but yeah, a lot of people came in and out. It's just different reasons for whatever they came into it for, though. Whatever their aspiration may be in that, you know.
I don't mean to cut this short.
Yeah, go
we're
ahead.
going to get to you
Cut
in
it
the
short.
social in the beginning, but
Okay,
I want to
sure.
move on to the social. Thank you guys for your for your
sir.
thoughts on the
Sure,
quote.
sure.
You know, remember, a good resume is better than a long resume. I don't know if you agree. They don't all agree. Let us know in the comments.
3 against 1.
That's fine. Hey, it be that way sometimes. You know, come at me in the comments.
Hey, yo, pause.
You heard him.
All right.
You set yourself up for that.
And speaking of coming for somebody, a lot of people are coming for our next president seat.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was about to say,
They do want the
And
seat.
one of the candidates is even selling sneakers about it. So, great. Can you bring in our first social?
Even the sneaker thing. I was on social media last night. Very interesting. As you see black support eroding from Joe Biden, this is connecting with black America because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool. He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always trumps politics. And Trump understands culture like no politician I've ever seen.
Question for you on that point, though.
Yeah.
Will the people that are excited about the sneakers and excited about Donald Trump, will that translate into them going out and voting?
Will it translate into them going out and voting? So the first question I want to ask y'all, which one of y'all guys bought them sneakers?
They sold out. I didn't get a
mean-
pair.
Oh, so you was trying to buy them, so you a sellout.
You were trying
No,
to.
no, I
You
wasn't
a
trying to buy them at all.
sellout. Why you know the
But
price
you just
then?
said they sold out.
Because it said on the clip.
said it.
Oh, all right.
They say it on the clip.
Whatever.
It seems like you're implying that you did where you had an interest.
Nah, I had no interest at all.
Okay.
Would y'all buy the sneakers?
Nah.
Why not? Come on, you ain't trying to flip them. You ain't trying to change $400 into $4,000.
Listen, I spoke to you about this already. Like, there's no profit in that unless you have a huge stock, you get a huge inventory. That's the only real way I feel like you can get a flip off of that, though.
But if
Not
a good
off of
resume is
one-
better than a long resume, but if it's a good resume to just say like, hey, I turned $400 into $4,000, you said a good resume is
Yeah,
better than a
that's
long
cool.
resume?
That's cool if I wanted to sell sneakers. I don't
Y'all
want to sell.
backpedaling.
In that way.
Bro, I wasn't
Y'all
backpedaling
backpedaling.
on the behind the scenes. I told you my sense. I told you I wouldn't buy that crap.
He's
You're trying to make me into a villain, dog. Yo.
All right, now,
I like the fact that they said that's the culture,
Yeah.
which is his. We do like sneakers, but the way he was going, meet them at their level. Next thing is fried chicken, dogs. You gotta
Hey,
get them.
You beat me to the punch. You beat me
I'm
to the
cool
punch.
on that.
already.
let's
That guy
hold up, hold
was
up.
that guy was a little bit too animated. on that for me.
Hold up. I gotta check you for a second before we get to the
You
real
on- oh,
questions.
you on check
I
Maciah.
gotta check you
Oh,
for a
do I
second.
like fried chicken? Yes.
No, I'm
Popeyes.
not. No.
Oh.
How come you wasn't coming for Saweetie, and how come you wasn't coming for Travis Scott in the comments when they had the McDonald's deal? Then
Did we talk about it?
we not yet. We can
Okay.
talk about it.
Yeah, all right. That's what we say.
So it's
What-
cool when black people sell us chicken, but it's not cool when Donald Trump sells us sneakers.
Hey, listen. If we want to, hey.
He know what it is. He know
No,
what it is.
no. I was
You
gonna
got
say.
you.
No, I was gonna
Man.
say if we got to profit off of a stereotype, I'd rather black people profit off their own stereotype.
Yeah.
Then somebody else comes in, just like for example, sometimes when dreads or braids or stuff happen and the like, oh look at this phenomenon when this has always been with us, but they can profit on it.
Yep. They always culture
and
vulture.
stuff like that.
I disagree
So
that it's
I
black
will
people
say-
profiting. It's rich black elites
No,
that are profiting.
but they're still black, aren't they?
I don't buy that. But
This
that's,
is
that's
wait,
another
wait,
discussion.
But I'll say this.
Profit off of
I'll
those
agree with
shoes.
you guys. They're still black, but at the same time, they don't ascribe to the community. They don't ascribe to like our people. I feel like they still
not
with
the
the
same.
bourgeoisie.
It's like when people are saying to light-skinned people, you're not black. I don't like when we say that, the separation. Oh,
That's
you're
a-
not black. No, they're black. Whether they're in a different elite class or they're different or they're rich or we're poor, they don't relate to us. You don't relate to some of your own parents in the sense of, like, they might not be yours. No, there's no.
Now he taking us to more. He went from saying that we selling watermelon and fried chicken to McDonald's, and now we going to more.
No, but all jokes aside with that, what I'm saying, you can't even get on a level with your parents. All jokes aside,
No.
like your parents and you don't even get along and see eye to eye from time to time. So that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying that it's bad when we do that kind of separation. Yes, they need to work on what they need to work on, but let us also acknowledge that we got some black people doing things.
Before you go,
Did you want to get into it?
Yeah,
Because I'm asking some questions.
yeah, because all right, off of that, so they're not the same as us. Okay, so then
They are the same as us.
They are the same as us. So then, do we sell our vote based off of political facts or how someone makes us feel? Because let's be real, black elites feel more connected to Trump because he makes them feel better being next to him and like he's going to actually do something for them, but he's not.
I do believe and think that most things are motivated through emotion, like the psychology of emotion. So I feel like if you can trigger those points, you bypass the rational mind, you get into the emotions. How you make people feel is very huge. It's very important. So I can understand. At the same time, I just think that's just not cool, though.
But hey, it's business.
Yes,
I mean, it's business.
That's what he's very good at.
we run
Yeah,
off
he
of
is.
emotions.
We do.
We pick things on emotions, but let's be honest too. Why black elites vote for Trump? It's not just because of the cultural aspect and icon of him, but the taxes. Rich people love tax breaks.
Yep.
Who doesn't?
So if you're black and you're making a lot of money, you can look back. If you can look past your op and be at the court side with them, right? Watching the game, I ain't gonna throw no shots, but you could be at courtside with your op watching the game and then make a diss song later. You can definitely vote for somebody who don't mean you all the way right, but because you get some things out of it, you take the good with the bad. That's what happens. Do I like Trump? It is what it is. I'm not pro-Trump.
You didn't answer the question.
I'm not pro-Trump.
He watched The
But-
Apprentice.
But some of the stuff that Trump
You're
did,
semi-pro.
Business-wise,
Business-wise?
some political facts. He's a
I'm just
broken
gonna
clock is
say-
right twice a day, and there's certain things I've said it.
I might not
I've
like
never heard
him.
that before. I like that.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, I never heard that one before. That's
I will
my
be-
first.
Oh, yeah.
I said it and I'll say it on camera. There are certain political things that I do agree about with Trump. I'm not staunch left or right or whatever. I am a political issue by political issue individual. And also, too, sometimes you got to have some integrity.
Right, that is true.
Yeah, you should have a lot.
But at the same time, like we do,
I stand on that. You should have some integrity. Continue.
should.
ideally. But I do think that, like, keeping it strictly within our community, I do think that we sell our vote based off of how people make us feel as opposed to what they actually do for us.
Right.
Like,
No, you're right.
To
And I
add
think-
on to that,
And I think that's the big problem.
You know Biden won because we're in COVID and everybody liked the benefits. Did we not?
I think
We
that's
liked the Trump benefits first. We were hoping we were going
that's
to get
why
more.
Trump. That's why Trump. If Trump didn't allow
Say the disrespectful stuff.
exactly,
Then the disrespectful
because they
wouldn't make
love
him-
the stimmies that he was giving.
Yeah.
They love the PPP loans that they were getting.
Yeah.
that's true.
so
So-
much
so-
memes on that.
So you know what
that
I'm
Trump
saying? You
check-
said it.
Yeah.
You said it.
The
They
shoe-
love that they let go free Wayne, free Kodak.
Yeah.
Kodak.
So
which is,
you're right.
Which is ridiculous, by the
Stemming
way.
on emotions. You're right.
That was ridiculous.
Right.
To let him out. The shoe, though, that was, I feel, in correspondence to the whole legal lawsuit stuff. I feel like it just,
Oh, yeah.
the timing of it was just too, like, right on point. It was like, all right, I got to pay, what, 60 plus million? Guess what? $7 shoes. It's easy to print them out.
Do y'all feel
It's
offended by
merch. Sell merch. Why not?
Do y'all feel offended by the sneakers?
Nah, I'm not
not-
a fan, so his fans love them.
I kind of do feel a slight.
feel
Why?
Tell me, I'm interested.
Yeah, that's
Because
interesting.
American flag's on it?
Actually, that's illegal.
That's not even really the American flag, so you're right. It's
Actually,
not.
that's actually legal. You're not supposed to have the American flag on any sort of apparel. But well, technically, that's not the American flag.
That's
but
not.
continue.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it's just like, oh, well, black people, they like sneakers. Oh, well, black people, they like fried chicken or these other different things. So I feel like it ties into that stereotype, which I kind of don't agree with. That's just my stance on it. But other than that, I know he does still mean well. As in regards to our communities, he's done a lot more for our communities than Biden has. That's definitely for sure.
I have to get my political education up, so I can't challenge that right now. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll take your word on that.
What's your feeling on it?
I would say it's 50-50, but we'll go more in depth because I think we should have more political stuff so I can share some stuff. But
Yeah, share that
quick
stuff, yeah.
question on
ahead.
your end now, because
You want to come for me?
No,
he want to
no.
get his get back.
no, this was so enticing that we took it over. But what do you feel?
Yeah.
Would you buy his sneakers?
That's a yes.
No, here's this guy coming for me. He trying to come for me. Here's the
He's
thing.
like, you
I
know
can see
what?
wearing them.
I would get a pair of those.
But
I changed my
I'm
mind.
not gonna front. When I saw it, I was like, it would be interesting to buy it to flip it, but at the same time, I couldn't support it right now because I can't support somebody going through a ridiculous legal case for secession and then needing the money to fund that. Like, nah, I'm a big.
Right.
I'll be on I'm on camera and say I'm not the biggest supporter of the United States when it comes to like political certain situations, but I don't believe in treason.
Yep.
I don't believe. If you want to try to secede from the United States, we going to invade you.
We do not negotiate with terrorists.
I am an American citizen with all the good and bad. You can't do that. You can't cause a riot. I can't support that.
And this,
That is
we
true.
thank you guys
I subscribe
for
to that.
watching the show. This is the last time you're going to see Peep this long because of Wise Guy.
It was a nice ride.
I'm just joking.
Listen, Illuminati, come for me. I'm waiting. Come here, Illuminati, please. But that's how I feel about
Diddy,
it.
though.
Stop.
Bro, I told you that's the only way.
I'm just joking.
We had a walk with the group. I
Stop
told
talking.
you.
Do this walk.
Just do the cooking show. We'll be
You
all
walking
fine.
into Diddy's house
No,
allegedly.
no.
Man,
Oh, well, I want to know. Do you guys
Next
think it's
thing.
pandering?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Y'all think it's pandering?
Yo, they're gold.
I think that's
They're
people
gold.
like gold. What you mean? You don't like
Black
gold?
people
There's
specifically.
Stop it. Now you be a racist.
Yo,
That's
Black,
racist.
black people specifically.
Look at you with your Wakanda bracelets. You
The
about to go to the
Stepford
black
moms are
people.
gonna buy those and have like wine nights. I can see it already.
Oh, God.
Hey, you got your shoes on? Yeah, we got our
got
shoes
the
on.
Trump?
Watch, they're gonna
my
do TikToks and them
gosh.
shits.
Yeah, so hi. My name is
My
Maciah.
Trump Air Force One.
And not only are we canceled for what he
we're
said
not.
we're Trump,
we're not.
but we're also canceled for him coming after women. Hi, my name-
Oh, gosh.
Oh Lord, this is so funny.
I can't wait.
And
till
it's
they have
only
a
going to
late
be
night.
doused even
Yo,
more
come
when
for
we
me.
do the next clip.
I hope they do that.
Now,
hilarious.
my last
Go
question
ahead.
for this
Go
one.
ahead.
My last question for this one. If one of your friends actually came through to the function with the Trump sneakers on, what's your thoughts?
Hey, we seen this. It's your style and fashion.
Yeah,
Y'all not gonna judge him or nothing?
you can talk. I'm
I've
listening.
seen worse. I've
I
seen better, so it's okay.
I can disagree and be still cool and fine. If that's what you're doing, then
Yeah, I could
Do it.
definitely carry conversation and have no issues.
Yeah,
with
no problem.
what about you?
personal choices.
You'd like douse some pig's blood on it?
Nah, I'll be like, yeah,
I'm gonna carry it.
nah, I'll be like, yo, that could have been like 7 games. That could have been like 7 PS5 games. That's what.
How much do they retail for?
The sneakers are
400, but when I looked, what they
resale?
reselling it for,
How
it's
much?
almost 1,000, bro.
So they sold out.
I thought it
It's
would
gonna get more. It's gonna
I
get
thought it would
more.
have been a lot more though.
It's
to be
gonna be
honest.
more. It's gonna be more.
But you make a valid point. I would be kind of afraid because you never know when somebody crazy going to be like, "How dare you support Trump?" and then they just step on your shoes just to be a
Well,
jerk.
worse than stuff and you try to harm you. Who knows?
People get
There's some
crazy
people
before
that
you
are
know.
just not
There
that
are
rational.
the radicals.
Not logical enough.
And
Just like
fanatics.
the other day, I don't know if you saw it. I saw a really traumatizing video. Someone self-deleted themselves, and he was on quote unquote a Trump supporter. It was right in the middle of the city. Just doused himself with gasoline, and you know the rest.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Well, we're gonna have to close that one off. After that feels. But
That was pretty dark.
But we got something. We got some dark meat questions for you next.
Meat questions?
Dark meat
Wow.
questions. Wow. Dark meat questions coming from
Or
our
to be exact, by Sexy Red, booty meat.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Let that booty meat. But no, we should have.
Should be on Summer Jam.
we got social here
Maciah
coming.
is sweating right now.
We got a social from Hey, it's Tay Tay. What is it? Tay, hey, it's Tay Tay, baby.
Oh yeah, she's dope.
But yeah, check the social out and let's talk.
Twerking is not sexual. So if you see a kid shaking their ass and you think that it's sexual, actually you're the problem.
And this is exactly why I love the internet, because we have little mini Epsteins showing their true colors. What do you mean twerking isn't sexual? Dude, you're literally clapping your cheeks against one another, gyrating your body. I don't think that that's an appropriate dance, Would you twerk in front of your dad? Would you twerk at a church? Exactly. Probably have a different mindset. Let's keep kids out of things. I think as adults, we should protect children, not encourage them to do nasty behavior like you guys that act ratchet and ghetto. Grow up. That shit is so disgusting. Epstein, I thought he was gone, but looks like he's right on here. Pack it up, man.
I'll censor some
So
of
go
that.
ahead and lead.
No. I know you.
No, go ahead, lead.
Oh no, I want to see what you have to say.
All right, so I do agree. With what she's saying. It definitely is sexual in nature. Given the context, we had this back and forth, right? Do I agree with children doing that? No, I do not agree with that. As I said before in the past, it originated out of Africa, of course, especially West Africa. I think it was compared to the Mapaku dance. Don't quote me verbatim on it exactly though. But of course, it's gyration of the cheeks, you know what I'm saying? Moving it in a sexual suggestive way. There's even churches in West Africa, in Africa as well, that women do twerk and it can be spiritual. At the same time, these are children. That's the difference. Twerking was more of a right into womanhood. So these were women that were becoming adults. So I do heavily agree with her on that. There is a separation. There's a time and place for everything, as I said before, in the previous chat. Okay. But I do. Well, you thought I was an Epstein? Come on.
Yo,
that
we going to.
That is not right. Period.
Do we?
No.
Huh?
Do we
We went to jail for it.
He's convicted. Okay, that's fine. I won't
Wait,
say
We'll
it.
censor it if we have to. No, not
If it comes up, I'll censor it.
Yeah, listen, no worries.
But what about you guys? What do you guys think? Because you made some valid points.
Those are valid. Because I was on the.
Is twerking sexual?
Yeah, to me, I see it as,
I bet
it
you.
is.
You look like you just thinking about twerking right now. You getting turned
Yo,
on.
dog, there's nothing, when I see like pounds of meat moving, it's just like, how is it not
of
sexual?
meat.
Like, pounds of booty? Like, I'm
glad you clarified that. Oh yeah, booty meat is much better than pounds of meat.
Yo, oh my gosh. So yeah, the thigh meat and the booty meat moving, it just be
I got you.
It's
Hey,
an
yo.
artistic form that just like, it's mesmerizing.
Yeah.
You can't look away. It's just like, beautiful. It's work. It's twerk. I mean, tail work. That's
My
how
man just made a new hashtag. It's twerk, it's work.
Twerk the work.
All right. Maciah. Maciah.
Is it sexual?
It is sexual. It is sexual.
Tell me why.
When you see the cheeks moving,
Oh, here we go.
it brings up a certain feeling in the guy. The guy, yeah, almost that borderline. Oh, say it again. Yeah, you know, it brings up one of those.
That L-U-S-T?
Oh yes, primal lust.
Yeah.
Primordial in its essence.
So what about you, bro?
Man, if you don't think that shit ain't sexual, that's on you. But I think it's sexual. Can it not be sexual? Go right ahead for some people.
It can be sexual.
Yo, there's-
it can
I believe-
also sexual also to spiritual at the same time.
For some people, I mean, and I've said it in the chat, like almost anything can be spiritual if given the right.
Well, she said as children are doing it, you looking at it as sexual.
I'm the problem.
I've never seen a child, and I hope my child.
There was a
Do
video.
that when I'm
I
not in
put
the
it in the
room.
chat. What you
There
talking
was
about?
another room.
But wait,
What?
there was a video on that.
I sent it in the chat.
She made, I think she made a reply video to. There was a video on it, and they were playing the Sexy Red video, and they had this
Oh, yes,
this
the little
mother
girl.
was encouraging 3-4-year-olds to do that, and that's just a big no-no.
That's bad parenting.
That's horrible.
Bad parenting
I don't
is
care what it
You
says.
should
That's bad
never,
parenting.
you should never, ever be indoctrinating any form or type of suggestive sexuality into a young child's life, period.
That
Boy
goes
or
for
girl?
Boy or girl.
Yes, boy or girl.
It shouldn't be exclusive to women. It should
We
be exclusive
gotta
to women.
stop saying that stuff is cute. We have
It's
to
not.
really nip stuff in the
Yeah.
bud when certain things happen. Oh, he's a ladies killer
Not
when you
sure.
see him
No.
hugging up girls or unnecessarily feeling them
Yeah.
up. No, we have
That's
to stop
inappropriate.
that. Yeah.
So what do you
but-
think that starts with? Putting your son in the drip and then celebrating
drip?
It starts
you
with
know,
the- it starts with
they,
the
you know, they
parents.
get him in outfits.
Oh,
and,
they like they get
he's
them
so
fly.
cute. Now he got
Well,
his
actually,
ear pierced.
it starts with Peep the Swamp and understanding that twerking is sexual. It can be spiritual, but it is sexual, regardless of what you say.
It's
Yes.
it's
That's true.
spiritual, like what he said in the context.
In the context.
Because when you see in Africa,
Yeah,
you
it
had
originated.
A lot of tribes were doing these type of dances.
Rites of passage.
Not only rites of passage, but it was spirituality of bringing down certain blessings, certain things. I was looking at it. Sorry, I didn't bring the name, but
The Bantu tribe? I know
yeah,
it's one
yeah,
of them.
it's a few. They even do sometimes a twerking thing to see if the guy will get get hard before he gets married.
So pretty much in one tribe, one of the rituals is as when the groom is ready to marry the bride, what they do is to really test and see that he is ready for marriage, they have his bride's sisters one by one twerk on him while he's lying on the ground, wherever he's posted up on. And if he gets hard, he's not ready for marriage.
Right.
I don't know, but that's awesome.
What?
Cheers!
I gotta lay that. I can't do that.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Hey, cheers.
Did what's the name have to go through?
Whatever.
Did somebody have to go through someone in the Bible?
So speaking of the Bible,
Go ahead. Yeah, bring it up.
if twerking isn't, if you think twerking isn't sexual, can you twerk for Jesus?
No. You want to know why?
Yes,
No,
you
no.
can.
Because we're in the Western.
Oh man.
We're in the Western hemisphere, the Western civilization.
That's different.
And we know what the twerking stands for here.
It's
And they weren't doing that before.
It wasn't as sexualized.
Yeah, we never had a twerk praise team. Now they're trying to do that.
Wait. A twerk praise
No,
team?
this.
No, I'm saying now
Oh.
they're trying to do that, but you never had where girls is just like
Stop.
Jesus and cheeks is jump. No, we didn't
But
have
hold on,
that.
I thought, isn't there churches like in Africa that is Christian churches?
But not in the, I wouldn't call that this side of the hemisphere. This
Well,
side.
I know this is
Yeah.
Western. This
Yeah.
is. I know this is
Right.
completely different.
Yeah, they have that there. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying here.
No, yeah. No, you're right. I
It's-
agree. I
it's
agree.
Definitely.
Nah, they're not gonna lie.
So you can't twerk for Jesus.
You cannot. You know how much men you're gonna lead astray on that?
But Mary Magdalene was a prostitute.
Well, she twerked. No, she didn't.
But how you
twerk.
know? How you know?
Twerk.
How you
don't know?
How you know?
Why
for
the
sure?
word did it say
How
she
you
all about the
shook? She
business.
shook his
Wait,
legs.
we're peeking. But how you didn't know she didn't do an ISO twerk?
Nah,
One
she-
cheek just
she-
rested,
she
one
did
cheek was just
not.
going up and down.
I'm sorry.
How you know
No.
Mary Magdalene wasn't black? Y'all say Jesus was black. How come Mary
was
Magdalene can't
black.
be black?
Could very well be, but I don't think that was the thing that was the case. But
hating,
I don't
bro.
know. I don't
You hating,
know.
bro. You hating.
But what I would say is
You can't twerk for Jesus.
But you know what's
you
crazy?
cannot. I think that's blasphemous because you're actually
Blasphemous?
Yeah, because you're actually leading men. The whole thing is when you do praise dancing, you're singing. Nobody's perfect, but you're not intentionally trying to lead men astray. Like when you shake your butt, especially in church, and I'll be honest, I could be transparent as a man.
Alright, go ahead.
You ever been to a church and you seen girls in overly fitting dresses?
Yeah.
They fit their body very
If-
tightly.
Very
Very
well,
tight.
I would say.
Very fitted, very fitted.
Sometimes you got to make sure that you don't look too hard, but you catch yourself looking in an area. You have to make sure that your eyes is focused on the Lord.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? So imagine if they're doing now a dance in that type of outfit, because in order to really twerk, you need either something really loose.
But God
or
said be
something-
prosperous and procreate.
I'm sorry, I'm not with that one.
Bro, he's right. I agree with him.
I'm making it
Yeah,
bold. I'm making it
We're
bold.
gonna be fruitful and multiply.
Football multiply, yeah, but you
Yeah,
guys.
what? Am I going to do it in the church? No.
What's a more sacred place?
I'm
to-
not.
what's a
I'm
more
sorry.
sacred place to see a twerk
not
than
in
in
the
church?
church, not in the church. But what I'm saying is like
She could twerk
Wasn't-
for me in the bedroom.
didn't
Twerk for me in the car.
Wait,
Twerk
what?
for me. Yeah, what, in the
Wow.
car?
Yeah,
Oh, you never had
you
a
could
girl
twerk in the car.
This is not a Dave Chappelle music video in 2003. That's very dangerous.
Get it?
That's not dangerous.
Nah, son.
Yeah, wow.
Y'all
We
wild.
are wild. We wild boys.
Yeah, bro. Or have a girl twerk for you in a U-Haul. Rent a U-Haul.
Nah, that works.
You
Over
telling
the
me
shop.
you telling me you never had sex in public?
That's a whole different topic. We talk about twerking with children.
Yeah, but I'm asking you on off topic. You've never done that?
Nah, not yet.
Why not?
I'm busy here doing people swap
I
stuff.
know you know. Obviously, no
my man
sh- no
said,
shit.
why
No
not?
shit, Sherlock. I'm just saying.
I love the way he said it. Why not?
But I want to ask another question.
Go ahead.
You not dipped
So-
in yet?
Oh Lord.
Who are some individuals you wouldn't want to see twerking? I want to start with you.
I
What?
wouldn't
Mr.
wanna
I love the
see-
booty meat.
Wait, but that's very
Yeah.
generic. What do you mean you wouldn't want to see twerk? What's the context? Be more specific.
People you wouldn't want to see twerking.
You wouldn't want to see your parents and grandparents and all that.
No.
Why?
That's easy. That's an easy one.
I
Let's
wouldn't want to see
try
my
different
neighbors.
What's wrong with your neighbors? I thought you was down with all the freaky stuff. You was down, to watch it and everything, the pineapples and the
Yeah,
unicorns.
not my neighbors. My neighbors are not the.
I feel
they're
like
old
they did
people.
though. You're scratching your head.
Yeah,
Old people. I don't want to see no
It's like I
old
feel like I witnessed
twerking.
it.
Yeah, that's
Like-
the Negro lie detector.
Yeah.
Yo, dogs.
Well, this is one across the street. She break up with a man. Yo, what's on?
Oh
You
Lord.
snitching, bruh.
Well, I'm snitching. Ain't my street I live on. Just saying.
Well, thank God you have an alias.
Yeah,
What
I
about
got
you,
plenty of
Maciah?
aliases.
What about you, Dajonte?
No. I would say, who would I not want to see twerk? Do I have to give a specific person?
Oh, Nicki Minaj.
I guess I would
Wow.
agree to that because
You see what it look like now?
I know what I like, and I like certain particular things. Damn, I hit the mic. I have to say, like, really, like, not to be ageist, but like older people that like they have no business doing that. I would say that.
What they gonna throw out a hip? Is that what you say?
No, I ain't gonna say that. You said that.
Wait, do you like BBLs twerking?
No, I do
I was
not.
actually gonna ask that question.
That one I do not like.
I don't like BBLs to begin with. I like real. I like real.
I think
I
most
don't
women-
like unproportionate things. I don't like it.
Well, you can't
Yo,
massage it.
BBLs is better business.
Stop it. Stop it. Do not.
BB.
Do
I
not
like
know.
that.
I do not approve that message.
I like
do
that.
not listen to
Nah,
him. Ladies, we
I'm-
love all your natural
No,
bodies.
no, I love the natural. No, I was just saying, BB, like the BBB.
Yo, the ones with the wide, super hips that don't match the calves and the legs.
No, I don't.
Like, I can't see that twerk. Stick
Hey,
in.
more power to the lady if she wants to do that.
Yeah, I'm
But
just.
back to what
The
you were saying.
Last question on this one. Why do you think twerking has become so popular in the last, I'd say probably like about 15, almost 20 years? Because in our culture, it's been around before.
I mean, that's our number one competitor.
What?
That
It's-
twerking. The
You're right, you're right.
over sexualization. Let's be honest. It's just it just
Sex
floods
sells.
the algorithm. People that don't even endorse that have to put a little quick clip and snippet in the beginning of the videos to kind of like, hey, this is the tying selling point. I've seen people doing it, comedians, people who do wildlife that I follow, like this guy, he does like things with like, he's like the new Steve Irwin, but he's like a black version. I forgot his name, the wild guy, and he has to like post these things like that's what is fine tuned. There's a hyper sexuality going on, and
You're right.
honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I struggle with it too. It's awful. I pop up my algorithm. I see a lot of that. Like it's bad. I got a problem.
I had to check the algorithm the other day with my kids' YouTube because
Yeah.
it just came over on the shorts.
Wait, what?
One of them.
You know, like the shorts.
wait,
came
a
up.
video popped up on
So
the
you're
show.
not
Yeah.
using YouTube Kids?
Yeah.
Probably not.
You
Thanks
don't-
for that.
Clearly not.
But wait. You don't.
That
You
would
should
never pop
Because
up.
I log into this.
You
like,
should
the
separate.
account, the
They
family
should
account.
have a separate.
Yeah,
account.
they do. But
Yeah.
the shorts, I don't think were.
YouTube Kids.
You know what it was? Some of the YouTube celebrity kids that they follow
Yeah.
are now doing some videos with OF stars.
What?
Yeah, believe it or
What is
not.
this,
There was.
Jojo
I didn't
Siwa?
realize. I was like, that girl looks a little thick.
But it wouldn't.
mean a
It still
little
wouldn't come to
familiar?
YouTube
Yeah, you
Kids.
got- if you
you
got-
have to use
No,
the.
it didn't come on the. It didn't come on the kids.
Okay.
It came
Wait,
on
on the
me.
question. Well,
Of course.
What about you guys? Why do you think it's so much more popular nowadays since 2010s? Why do you think so?
Because burlesque is not cute anymore.
What? That is so random, bro.
But
You know what's
know,
crazy? He's not wrong.
He's not
He's
wrong.
not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Because that was the original form of him
Yeah,
back
he's
then.
Tantalizing
Burlesque.
dance.
20s,
Yeah.
30s.
It was more
40s,
like teasing, kind of, and not too revealing.
essentially.
Right.
Back when a girl could just like lift her
Just
ankle
show
up
that.
and then like, ooh, her calves.
Maciah?
For me, I think it's the loneliness of men. They're getting more and more lonely. So the more you get lonely, the more you go on your computer, type in something. Sometimes you wish you could get it in real life, but you can't. So you rather watch it. Cause you be seeing, like, cause I rarely be watching this as much. The reason why I just be careful, but when it does come across, or I might see it, if you look at the comments, yo, what's up, queen? How you doing, beautiful?
Oh, that
yo,
sound like a simp.
you look so gorgeous.
Very thirsty.
Even to the point where I'm just like, all right, because sometimes I like doing the motivational stuff. You'll see her super like in a thong. yes, and Jesus saved my life today, and I'm grateful. And she's looking into the sunset, and then you just see her booty cheeks jiggle, and I'm just like, wow. Anything to give them that's motivation. And you see the same thing, comments. It's majority men.
Yeah, you're right.
Majority men.
No matter what, at the end of the day, sex is going to sell the most. It's primordial at its very essence. Not only that, at the same time, I lost my train of thought.
No, your favorite rapper is about to start selling sex, right?
Well, Barry's been selling sex forever. All music
rapper.
been selling sex forever.
But your favorite rapper is about to start selling sex.
At the same time,
Yeah.
I've witnessed and watched, because I remember in the early advent days of Instagram, you had a fair chance. You had a fair playing ground to talk to a shorty in the DM and get it. Y'all never experienced that?
No.
I was able to snatch and hook up with shorties through Instagram, through DM. But what happened was...
They stopped twerking for you?
No, they didn't stop twerking. What happened was the algorithm made them big up them ego. So when they big up them ego, we got now 4s and 3s thinking that they 10s and 11s and 12s.
Well, I don't want to go too deep into that because I still want to make it on like the
No, we're not getting too deep, but I'm giving you my honest answer. That's what it is. And then once that tied in, and guys lost the confidence and ability to go out and talk to a shorty with the advent of porn now, then all your dopamine is used. You don't have no need to go and talk to somebody.
It's a rough addiction.
It is.
And twerking is like the baby step entry level to get into. Because if you're not meeting people, a study I was looking at from 2010, right? Men have been on the decline of having social groups even amongst men. Even amongst men, they're finding it hard to find friends. So if you can't find friend group amongst men,
watch Peep this Wall.
Can't talk to girls twerking and females, seeing them online is going to be
Follow
a big
Peep
thing.
this one, but also make friends.
In the church where they twerk.
My church doesn't. You can come to my church. We don't twerk.
Mine don't. We don't have a ministry for that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So we're
What does yours, Dajonte?
Oh my God! Why you put him on the spot like that?
Yeah.
All right, so if you want to see twerking,
But it depends. If it's a Voodoo festival, that's different. That's more freestyle, more
Right.
free spirit. If it's a function where it's certain Orisha, then there's a certain particular dance you have to do. You have to follow certain protocols.
Right.
But if it's Voodoo is more free. So spirit come, whatever it may come down, you can let loose and free. It's freely spiritual. There's no inhibitions. There's no rules or whatever. You tap in. But in regards to certain Orisha, no. There's a certain rule and protocol. That's not allowed. No, it's not.
okay.
So we all agree.
I'm sorry for going off on a
No, that was good. That was good.
Kids shouldn't be twerking, right? We all agree?
Hell
And
no.
you're not a pervert if you're looking at
Hell
it.
no.
All right, cool.
You said you're not a pervert?
What?
What she said, okay.
Oh, no, she did. She did.
Nah, you just made me nervous. I don't know what you said.
I didn't hear the she said. No, sorry. That wasn't being funny. I'll bring it back, though, so we can clarify it.
Yes, nothing with the kids.
Nothing.
And it's fine to look at twerking. It's just a sexual act. I mean, spiritual act.
But
I
you
mean,
wanna
we're
know-
humans.
But
It's a
you want to know
human
what I
act.
do want to know about?
What?
I want to know about our wastefulness, like our wastefulness with our sexual energy, and even
yeah.
more importantly, our wastefulness with what we consume. So our topic for tonight, I know we don't have but so much time, but I did want to ask these questions about our wastefulness. So do you guys ever think about just how much food you consume and how much water you drink and how many pairs of shoes you have, how much clothes do you have, how much space do you have?
Just everything in general?
Yeah, just how much you actually have.
I would say I have a lot of clothes. I have a lot of shoes. I have a lot of jackets. On the food aspect, I would say it's actually been less for me. Because I'm always on the go. Like, I just wake up, I drink a cup of coffee, and then sometimes the only meal I eat is dinner. Which is not good, actually, though. So I'm mostly fasting most of the time. Maciah can agree to my sentiments.
Yes,
he's
is.
practically on the same wave as me.
He's doing his
So
thing.
I actually eat less. So if I do indulge, I don't feel too bad. But then again, I always remember the famous saying my grandmother always says, wishful waste brings woeful want. So if I can't finish something, I'm going to cover it and save it for the next day. I do not throw a morsel, a drop, a crumb away because I know where there's times I've been very hungry and I had nothing to eat at all. So who is me to be throwing this crap out? I'm gonna eat every single last drop. Now shoes and stuff, I would say I have a lot because when I was younger, I didn't have the means to get those things, right? And as an artistic individual, I hope you can, connect with me on that. Dressing is a style of art. While I do agree with the philosophies of minimalism, I'm not 100% on it. I do agree to some certain extent, but I like different flavors. I like to dress different. I like to express myself in different ways. It's art.
What I'll say is that, well, on the topic, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I hit him with some stuff.
No, it's good.
He's thinking on
What
it.
I'll definitely say on the topic of wastefulness, did you guys know that literally 1/3 of all food produced goes to waste?
Yes.
That's horrible.
I got to read that briefly.
Yeah.
Like 1/3. So imagine that, like 1/3 of all the fruits that you eat, 1/3 of all the milk that you drink, 1/3 of all the soda, the sugar, the water, 1/3 of it gets thrown out. Think about that.
Yes.
So I had this analogy earlier. I said, imagine that you got to go to work and you got to get $500 for groceries. So that means, well, we'll say $600 for groceries to make it plain and simple.
Yeah.
Whatever amount of time that you work for that $600, that means that $200 that you worked for automatically thrown out. Would you work for $200 for nothing? Well, would you work the amount of time for $200 and get nothing?
No. And I'm pretty sure out of the percentage of what's in their fridge, 1/3 of that got thrown out into waste. So you're talking about even more. So yeah, you're spending it to throw it out. You're wasting your money to waste your money.
You're buying it to throw it out.
You're buying it to throw it out.
Buying things to throw it out.
That's the problem that people have when they're trying to diet and eat better. They'll buy the healthy stuff, and then the fruits and vegetables will just go bad.
Well, here's the thing. If they do get that, I think the smart thing that I've learned to do is that I like to condense my stuff in a smarter way. So if I get fruits and vegetables and stuff, we all know fruits, what we do, we freeze them.
Yeah, after a while, yeah.
It lasts longer because what I just do, that's one meal. I throw it in the smoothie, I throw my protein powder, I throw all my different things, that's it.
So I want to ask you guys personally, do you guys think that you have too many clothes or too many shoes?
All right, so
No.
no, realistically, yes, I have a lot of clothes.
Too many is the question.
Too many? What is too many? It's so subjective. Like coming
I
from
like that.
No, coming from not. It's like the haves and the have-not. Coming from not having, and now I could afford. Now, what will be wasteful to me, in my mind, is I buy these clothes and I never wear them. I'm in my clothes all the time. Every single pair of sneakers I buy, I wore.
I see you got your clothes on right now.
Right?
You're doing your job.
Well, your
Every
situation is
single
also
thing.
different too because you've been on a journey, the weight loss journey. So
Right.
you've been getting rid of the old
I
stuff.
get rid of the old,
and you're getting new.
But guess what? I donated to the church,
Yeah.
and next bigger people get to have something
Exactly.
fresh because I keep my clothes clean and up. So I don't just let it run through the rack. You know what I mean? So I would say, yes, I have a lot of stuff. Is it deemed wasteful? Could I put my money somewhere else? I'm already putting money somewhere else. Sometimes you have to enjoy life for you.
Okay, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Now, if you wasn't wearing it and stuff, those people are wasteful. Then what's the sense?
What
Right, bro?
about you?
See, the haves and the have-nots. Thank you.
You think you got?
Because you remember when you didn't have. Now you have the opportunity to have. So
Dog.
enjoy
One
it.
sneaker for the whole
Life is
year.
short.
2 pants.
Yeah.
3 shirts.
I remember
for the whole year.
I
remember
remember
that.
my grandmother used to tell me. I used to complain to her and say, "My grandma, why you have so much shoes?" She's like, "Me used to have one shoe and one frack," and she had it for 4 years. Her feet messed up because she had to wear one shoe
Yeah, she
and
got
walk
them
miles. So I'm like, listen, if you want to enjoy all them shoes, I'm not gonna complain. I hear you out. Enjoy it. You got one life to live.
What about you? Oh,
What about me?
You think you got too much?
I got 3 kids, so you know what? We myself, the children included as well. We recycle and we donate. Okay. So the oldest one gives it to the youngest one. The boy, he gets his stuff from a cousin, and we send it on down. Obviously, you know.
Hand-me-downs.
And so hand-me-downs, and myself as well. Like
That's how I was raised.
I don't have. I'm gonna tell you right now. Like this is probably a 12-year-old jacket. These pants are probably 15 years old.
guess
But
what? You take good
you
care.
take care of it. So the garments will look good over time. So for me, my gym wardrobe, it stays at what the numbers are, and I'll donate as things I like you said, lose weight and stuff like that. Same thing with the business attire. work gear, I will throw out work gear once it doesn't look of quality to present in front of the client. If I can't wear this in front of the client, we got to get rid of it or donate it. You know what I'm saying? And then you got project clothing for doing projects around the house, all that stuff, projects in the yard. And that stuff, you just recycle that out of the dress clothes and stuff like that. You know, you get an old pair of khakis, all right, now that's for the yard. You can throw those same khakis on and keep moving, painting in them and all that good stuff. So I try to be resourceful with the clothes and the shoes. Shoes, though, once I start hitting the ground and toes start popping out, they got to go.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
What about you?
I'll answer it really quickly. Do I think I have too much stuff? Yeah, but not that I actively go out and get stuff. Sometimes you just accumulate things over time. People like to give you stuff. Just think that's like sometimes people just give you stuff, but it's really a way for them to get rid of stuff. So I've had that over the years. Like, you know, college people like, oh, hey, here's a shirt. Here's this. Oh, here's some sneakers. You want? I was like, all right. I mean, cool, but I'll get rid of it in my own time, like you know.
So then why do you take it then? Well, you just tell them no.
Go ahead.
You just feel like you don't want to be rude?
No, I'll say no. But I'm better in a situation now where it's like I didn't think about it back then. It's like, okay, I'll take it, but now I realize like, okay, I need to get rid of it.
So coming up with this topic,
Yes.
and we should talk about this again in the full totality, but coming up with this topic and hearing our answers with clothes. Not saying you're judging us, but do you think we're wasteful based on what we have said?
We're just going to put you on the
Only,
corner.
only because then we can give a little small debate in our thing.
Real quick before you say that too, this guy in college when he was getting clothes, he would give me clothes. So I remember I was getting G's and shirts.
hand-me-down system.
No, he was through his business and his
Yeah, it was free
entrepreneurship.
stuff.
He be making music and they was giving him stuff. He's like, "Yo, you want these pants? I got them for you. You want these?" I was
Yeah,
like,
what's your
I
size?
appreciate
Boom.
it. So
I
it's
don't
like,
need them all.
It was always like, you know, one hand helping the other. So it's always very much trading within the culture to each other.
It's kind of like paying it forward. Kind of, you add it into that system with your clothing. You know, like you're like, why would I throw it away?
I hope
Give
your
it to
young
someone
kids
else
is
who can
doing
use
this.
it.
I hope the young kids are doing
Yeah.
that.
So what do you feel?
It's kind of hard to judge you guys based off of my standard because my standard is a lot less. My standard is always thinking about what do I need before I look at what do I want. And I do understand where you guys are coming from in terms of not having and now having accessibility. I won't judge you guys based off of my standard.
Yeah, or a world standard then.
But what I will say is that, let's be real, the United States, living in this country, regardless of what you say, most people, even poor people over here, have a lot more than other people.
Of course.
All I'll say is that look at what you have and sometimes ask yourself, like, do I really need that? Or do I even really use that?
Well, it comes down to the religion of the United States. It's consumerism.
But there's a large
That's
amount
our
of clothing.
religion. Our religion is to make that feel like we don't have enough, so we have to go and spend. I'm a guilty victim of that. Well, then again, I'll say this. I'll retract back and I'll say, well, I have my things that I like, and one thing I've been tapping back into is buying toys. I'm sorry, I love toys. I love action figures. I love collectibles. It's my childhood. I used to buy them. Sometimes I have to hold myself and not be impulsive in buying because I have to also be mindful of the future and taking care of my responsibilities. Rent got to get paid, bills got to get paid, whatever it is, whatever my responsibilities first. And then if I feel like I have a little bit more for leisure, then I feel like I hope I'm not running over.
No, you're good.
You know, but I try to keep it within a means where I'm not going to the level where I become a hoarder, if that makes sense. You
Well,
know?
I'll say that, I guess just to close it up.
You
don't have to be a hoarder. You don't have to go to the level of being a hoarder to be wasteful, regardless of what you do, like food and whatnot. I'll just say, you know, sometimes think about how much of this do I really need? Is most of what I have a want, or is most of it a need? And it's fine to have wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't have so many wants.
But you know what's interesting about that?
And I want to add after you. Go ahead.
It's looking at the lens, the food part, the water part. I completely 100% understand.
What about space, like living space?
Even with living space to a degree, I can see. But when it comes to clothes and personal preferences, once you work hard and you can get
Obtain those things.
we're looking at it with that perspective in lenses of people who really don't have it. And I get it, and that's rough, and that's sad, but it's always, things is gonna look bad to people who don't have. Like my mom used to sing this song, and now let the poor say I am rich, right?
Let the weak say that I am strong.
Let the weak say I am strong.
Isn't that a hymn?
Yeah, it's a song.
It's a hymn.
Not a hymn, but a song.
Okay.
Give thanks for what God has done. So I'm just saying sometimes we look wasteful to other people. No, food wise, yeah, because if you have enough, that why is people going through garbage and stuff. So I just wanted to say.
I'll say this to add to Maciah. I say there's a difference because it's all the perspective, right? Are you truly appreciating what you have and utilizing it? If you are, then there's no by any means necessary should anyone be viewing you as wasteful. If you truly do embrace and appreciate what you have, every little bit that you have, it should not be deemed as wasteful, period. If you're just taking it, the problem is with wastefulness is because there's so much accessibility. So people take it for granted.
Yes. And right now we are in a surplus of clothing and textiles. You saw it.
That's why
There's a huge flux
That's
in
why
clothing.
storage units are so big in
Exactly.
America.
Yes.
They're huge.
Dude, there's companies coming
There's
over
no
from South
other
America.
country that has as much storage units as us.
And one last thing to add. This is a family member. I'm not gonna say name, whatever. He knows we went together on that
Right.
trip, right?
Right.
Right. The what do you call it? The ATV.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And he made a good point to me. He said, "Yo, that person got those nice sneakers, and they treating it as if it's nothing. Like they could just get another pair. These are $300 pair of sneakers." And that's where the wastefulness comes from. You must treat things with respect. You see how you treat this thing? I would have never known he had this for 12 years. This is like he just bought it yesterday. I treat I still have shoes from 4 or 5 years ago, still in good condition. I
yeah, I
scrub
seen
them
that,
bitches
yeah.
with a toothbrush like Drake said. I don't care. I take good care of it. I still get more shoes, but I still take good care of my stuff. I try my best to. And that's why I feel like we won't be wasteful. And that's it.
So what about you now? Closing it all off now.
I'm
Wrap
going
it
to
up.
close it all out, and I'm just going to say, don't twerk for Jesus. That's it.
If it's in the Western Hemisphere, but if it's in the Eastern Hemisphere, twerk for Jesus.
And and unlike J. Cole, is very unapologetic, right? You
I'm
good?
very unapologetic.
Yeah, man. I love this episode, guys. Thank
This
you.
was
Yo,
a really good
appreciate
episode.
you.
All right. Hi, my name is Maciah. Will you join us for the next one? Maciah here from Peep This Word of Mouth. Wise. So tell me, what's the advice of today?
So my advice for the day is don't sell your vote for something so cheap. Don't sell it for sneakers. Don't sell it because somebody told you that if you don't vote for them, that you're not a part of a community. Vote based off of what you think is important to you. Vote on what you think America should be doing. Not just because it's something that you want, but what we need as a country. And that's my advice for today.
Can we cheers to that?
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
And thanks for another episode. Peep the Swamp, signing out.
Signing out.